Welcome back to Walden TV, everybody. I'm Julian.
And I'm Mike.
And today, on this episode of Ponder This, we are outside StudioJJK.
Yeah, where author and illustrator Jarrett J creates the magic that is the Platypus Police Squad, right? I mean, he's gonna talk to us about all his characters like Zango O'Malley, you know, like a Frank Pandini Jr. And
hey guys, you coming?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's go.
Ralphie, Frankie, come on, good boys.
Hello everyone, we are here in StudioJJK with famous author Jarrett J. Krosoczka, the author of the Platypus Police Squad books.
Do you mind showing us around?
I'd love to, Julian. We're here in Northampton, Massachusetts, and this is my home. I live just upstairs, and my studio is here in the basement. So I have a couple of drafting tables right here.
Okay.
And I have one drafting table that I use for creating line work and drawing and ink work. So all of the artwork you see up here is from the last couple of Platypus Police Squad books, and I created the art here on this table. The reason why I have two tables is because I need the space to be smooth, and over here I paint. And if you feel this, Julian, it's all textured, and if I were to draw on that, I wouldn't get a smooth line.
Do you think you could tell us a little bit about these drawings?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the scene from the third Platypus Police Squad book, Last Panda Standing. This is the opening scene from Never Say Narwhal, which is the fourth book. Every time I draw the character or the environment, it needs to look like the same character or the same environment. I found that when I was reviewing all of the previous books, I had placed, little buttons in a place where there shouldn't be buttons. So I have to just be very careful of making sure that everything is consistent. So when I finish a piece, I slip it right up there. And as I'm moving further along in the process of making the book, I go from having a blank wall to just art just scattered, and then there'll be piles of artwork here.
What is the easiest animal for you to draw? And is there one that you have tried to draw and you're just like, I can't get it?
I don't like drawing mechanical things. I love drawing organic shapes.
Okay.
So I love drawing animals and people or monsters or creatures. But when it comes to drawing a car and buildings, I get stressed out. It doesn't come as naturally to me. So as you can imagine, there are all of these illustrations where there are cityscapes and they're jumping in the car and they're driving around town. So I really had to push myself and go a little bit outside of my comfort zone to get that work done.
I also see you added your pugs in there.
Oh, right, so I have two pugs, Ralph and Frank, and every now and then I will draw a pug in there, even though, a pug isn't typically seen with a bison or an alligator, but they're fun to draw. So this is my writing room. So I like to keep it a different space. Like when I'm making the art, things get really messy. Here, when I'm writing, I like to come into a clean space where I don't have to worry about cleaning up. I can just get to being creative. Here are some of the notes that I put together when I was writing. This is an incomplete one, but it's called a story mountain.
Yeah.
Do you use that?
Yeah.
And so I figure out what's gonna happen in the beginning, and then the rising action, the climax, falling action, and resolution of the story. And I've also broken the story down into 3 acts. That's when I said, okay, well, you know what? Not everybody needs to be a platypus. So I started thinking about there could be an owl who is a professor. There could be, originally it was some kind of dog, but then became a fox. Because the thing about brainstorming is you want to get every idea you have onto the paper, and then you can decide later if you think the idea is any good or not. I mentioned earlier I do research, so I actually went on a ride-along with the Northampton Police Department. Because it was a quiet night, I got to ask a lot of questions. You learn so much more than anything that you could ever by looking online, by just doing a quick search on the internet. And I also wanted to tell a story over the series where the relationships would change and develop just like in real life. So I introduced Special Investigator Joe Cooper, because you know that feeling where you've got like your best friend. You're hanging out with your best friend all the time, and then another friend comes along and hangs out, and then you're all getting along, but sometimes you wonder where you stand with that first friend.
The dynamic's a little different.
Yeah, so these characters, while these are stories about platypus cops and they fight these insanely weird crimes, at the bottom line, they're about friendships and relationships.
Isn't everything, Jarrett?
Oh, you guys!
Thanks for joining us in Studio JJK for this episode of Ponder This. For more information on the Platypus Police Squad, click here.
And to get involved or find out more about the
Platypus Police Academy,
click here. It combines libraries and the police.
And for more episodes of Ponder This, click here, just right.
That's the one.
Right there.
That's the
Right
one.
there.
That's the one.
Wow, I didn't know I had these things here.
I know, right?